There's just preparing reception committees when that shot arrives, and it's who leaves the shot, who gets hit is going to decide this game, I would have thought.
Until that happens, Will.
Here's a double of sorts.
Okay, it's a tremendous working double. I'm not sure about this play. This may be two of the ones that he did move, and two from the 12 point down to the 11 point, as we see it on the screen. But Krivoy, playing the yellow checkers, chose to make that play, but he's left himself
Stripped is the word, isn't it, John?
stripped.
And that means when you do not have a spare checker on a point which you can use for manoeuvre. Here's another double, that's lucky.
Another double three, and
Two doubles and three goes.
this may well give him a significant lead in this game. Maybe it's significant enough to cube, Will.
Well, let's have a look. The race, as you can see, is close.
Pip count on the screen is before he's played the double three, I
So
think.
it's going to go down 12.
right.
There you go.
So he's 11 ahead, so he's going to be 7 down after this roll.
This is right on the borderline. He decides
Excuse
to
me,
wait.
He's only 4 down after the roll.
Still very close. Still too early to cube, John.
Still too early to cube. Red is going to have a racing take here for some time to come. Just one
No,
pip in it.
that's major limpage. And okay, would love to.
Now Red really wants a big number here to clear those back two men. There it is, 5-4. Immediately clears it. He's happy to go for the race, even though he's a little bit down.
Well, he's gone into a small lead of 4 pips, and they do say that 4 pip lead, but not on roll, means it's a dead level game.
That's right. And the percentages on our screen confirm that, Will.
Just about. 11-1. We haven't seen that big double for almost all games, so seen the double 2 and the double 3, but I think somebody is going to get rich quick soon in a second.
We're not going to see any cube action with that pip count, Will.
There's a double 4. Doubles are getting bigger.
But,
And he tears one off, and now I'm thinking that we're going to have a pass any second, are we? Ooh,
6-3 from
there's the
Liloff.
cube,
Here
and
comes the cube.
very difficult to take, 23%, it's right borderline.
It's right on the cusp. This is the perfect time to cube. Once again, Yuri Krivoy is saying to Sander Liloff, you have to continue playing this game for 2 points or resign 1 point right now, and we'll start a fresh game, and I'll take a 3-2 lead. Thank you very much.
But of course, if Liloff owns that 2 cube, it swings the game with a double 5 or double 6 or something, he can then whip it back to 4, and then suddenly he's almost over the finish line.
Yeah, this is takeable, Will. It's not pleasant. It's right on the bottom end of a take, right on the line between a take and a pass. That's why Sander is burning up some of his precious time, and he takes it.
Right, now, so we have a duel to the death, and 6-2, that's an average number, about 8 pips per roll is average, so he needs to roll above an 8, that's what he'd like to do, and that's not quite there, John.
It's his worst number.
5 and 3, he's just, if he keeps rolling these average numbers, he'll be absolutely fine.
Well, I think he's already regretting taking this cube, Will.
Down to, oh look at that, he took the cube at 23%, and a couple of rolls later, he's down to 10%.
But if he had rolled what his opponent rolled, and if his opponent had rolled what he rolled, it might even be an even game by now.
Hovering around, about an 8-1 shot. 6 and a 3, he keeps rolling more than acceptable numbers, Krivoy, and Liloff has not rolled a tasty double all game.
And it looks like they're going to roll to a conclusion here, and failing a miracle, Yuri Krivoy, the professional backgammon player from
Yes.
Ukraine, is going to take a 4-2 lead in this match to 7.
That's where luck comes into play. There have been 4 useful doubles in this game, and the Ukrainians got them all. So, is he going to give it up? Not quite yet. It's still possible.
Not quite over, it is now. Okay, game number 9. This is the Crawford game, and we have Yuri Krivoy leading Sander Lylov 6-4, and this being the Crawford game, there is no cube in play. Neither player is able to cube. Of course, the trailer, with match lie against him, would love to be able to cube, but according to this excellent rule that is now standard in worldwide backgammon, for one game and one game only, when one player reaches match point, there is no cube available. So although the cube is sitting there in the middle of the board, neither player can touch it, and this game will only be worth 1 point if it's a single game, 2 if it's a gammon, or 3 if it's a backgammon.
So if Lilov wins this game, John, then he can whip over the cube immediately next game.
Absolutely will.
Okay.
Obviously, if the trailer wins the Crawford game, it will still be match lie against him, and therefore he may as well play the game for 2 points as well as play it for 1. And of course...
and you get into the interesting situation of if Lilov got off to an excellent start with a 3-1 or a double 4 something, whipped over the cube, Krivoy might pass the game literally after one roll only, because it would mean the difference between 6-5 and 6-all.
That's quite right, Will. That's known as a free drop, and at this particular score, if Lylov won 1 point on this game, Krivoy would have a free drop on the next game. In other words, it would mean that his take point soars to 51% actually.
Sure.
One of the only match scores where you need such a high percentage to be able to take the cube. Anyway, let's concentrate on the action.
Well, yes, I'm slightly concerned we're not actually going to see the next game, because Lilov is off to a questionably poor start, to say the least. He's got 2 men rather stuck here behind a 3 prime that's got every potential of growing soon. He needs to anchor up, which he's failed to do there.
He doesn't make it up, but he has strengthened his board. Yellow will not attack red when
In
red
fact,
has
this is a very bad number.
a strong board, yet he has to leave a shot.
Okay.
The attack comes only as a force majeure here.
Let's see if we can get this shot hitting 3.
No, it's a double 4. He anchors up, makes his 2 point, I should assume.
And he's going to make that right. So the
Okay, excuse me.
your
chose
hotel is ready.
He chose to clear the midpoint. He must fancy his chances in the race here. Okay, red is just going for the race here in this critical game. Remember, if red doesn't win this game, then the match is over.
Yes, just one nice big double for Lilov here, and he would actually edge into the lead. So
That strong board for red will prevent yellow leaving any shots if he can possibly help it. An excellent 6-5 to clear his own midpoint.
it's really starting to limp though now. Must roll hard on that.
And we're hearing, Will, that in the other match between Denmark and the Ukraine, it looks as though Denmark are going to lock that match up. Therefore, Krivoy needs to win this match to level this tie and send it into a 9-point consulting doubles shootout.
Well, that's what it's looking like at the moment. He's a huge double there. The only way I think Lilov can realistically win now is if he gets a shot, and that could happen with a 6-3, which hasn't occurred, and so now he's got a near hopeless race, 10% race.
5-3. Okay.
He commits to the race.
He breaks contact. The red and yellow checkers are no longer in conflict. That's known as breaking contact. And it looks as though Krivoy is just going to cruise to a comfortable race win and even up this match and send it into one of those 9-point deciders that we really love, Will.
Indeed, but one double 6 would keep the Dane alive. 3-1. Good boy is giving him a chance here. 6-5 is, I'm afraid, pretty useless. Lots of 3-1s for Krivoy, but they're fine.
2.
He's put his percentage up from about 8% to 16%.
Yellow is still limping a little bit here.